Hey friend, let's talk about something we don't hear enough about. Being average. Yep, good old, boring, middle-of-the-road average. Not the grind until you're a millionaire stuff. Not the change the world or die trying vibe. Just being a regular human doing their best. I know. It doesn't sound flashy, but hear me out. We live in a world where everyone seems obsessed with being exceptional. Every video, every post, every inspirational quote tells you to push harder, never settle, and be the best version of yourself. And don't get me wrong, growth is great. But sometimes it feels like if you're not running a marathon, learning a new language, and starting a side hustle all before breakfast, you're failing at life. Here's a wild thought. What if it's okay to just be enough? There was a point in my life when I bought into the whole hustle culture thing. I'd set alarms for 5 a.m., make these crazy long to-do lists, and feel guilty if I wasn't productive every second of the day. I was chasing this idea of being extraordinary, like it was the only way to matter. But you know what happened? I burned out. Hard. I remember one day, sitting in my car in a grocery store parking lot, staring at a bag of half-melted frozen peas I forgot to put in the trunk, and thinking, what am I even doing? I was so busy trying to live my best life that I forgot how to actually live. That's when I decided to try something radical, being normal. I stopped waking up at the crack of dawn just to prove I could. I stopped feeling guilty about taking a nap or binge-watching a silly show. I even, brace yourself, started saying no to things I didn't want to do. And you know what? The world didn't fall apart. In fact, it got a little better. Here's the thing. Not every day has to be a grand adventure or a step toward greatness. Some days, it's enough to just show up, to water your plants, call your mom, eat a bagel, and exist. Because life isn't only about the big wins, it's about the quiet, small moments that make it worth living. And don't let anyone tell you that being average means you're not special. The truth is, normal is beautiful. It's messy kitchens and laundry piles and laughing so hard you snort. It's the way you hum while brushing your teeth, or how you always forget where you put your keys. It's being kind to your neighbor, showing up for your friends, and making someone's day just a little brighter. That stuff, it matters more than any trophy ever will. So, here's to giving yourself permission to be exactly who you are, no more, no less. To finding joy in the little things and knowing that it's okay to rest, to take it slow, and to just be. Because at the end of the day, life isn't a competition. It's not about being the best, it's about being here, right now, as you are. And if that's not worth celebrating, I don't know what is. You know what's funny about chasing normal? At first, it feels weird. Like you're breaking some unspoken rule. We're so used to the constant pressure to be extraordinary that when you stop, your brain almost panics. Mine sure did. The first weekend I let myself relax, like really relax. I thought I'd go crazy. I sat on the couch with a cup of coffee looking around like, shouldn't I be doing something right now? It was so quiet I could hear the clock ticking. And then, right on schedule, my brain served up a montage of everyone who seemed to be miles ahead of me. There was Sarah from college, posting about her startup hitting 6 figures. Mike from work, who just bought a house with a yard so perfect, it looked like it was photoshopped. Even Karen, my neighbor, was out there jogging while I was still in my pajamas. I mean, who jogs at 7 a.m. on a Saturday? But here's the plot twist. None of that actually mattered. Because what I started to realize, slowly, painfully, like peeling off a Band-Aid, is that the comparison game never ends. there will always be someone with more. More money, more success, more Instagram-worthy vacations. And if you let it, that game will chew you up and spit you out. It doesn't care how hard you try or how much you achieve. It only ever asks, what's next? So instead of asking, what's next? I started asking, what's enough? Let me tell you about this one moment that hit me like a lightning bolt. It wasn't some life-altering event, no epiphanies on top of a mountain or dramatic realizations in the rain. I was at a diner, of all places, one of those greasy, vinyl booth, bottomless coffee kind of diners where the food is mediocre, but the vibe feels like home. I was sitting there with a plate of pancakes, burnt around the edges, but who's complaining? And this family walked in, a mom, a dad, and a little girl holding a stuffed unicorn. They didn't have fancy clothes or the latest gadgets. The mom's hair was a mess, the dad looked like he hadn't slept in days, and the kid had syrup on her face before they even ordered. But they were laughing. Like, really laughing. I couldn't stop watching them. Not in a creepy way, okay, but in that, what's their secret kind of way. They didn't look rich or powerful or successful by society's standards. But they looked happy. And that's when it hit me. Maybe happiness isn't about the stuff we have or the titles we chase. Maybe it's just about being with the people we love, burnt pancakes and all. That moment stuck with me. It made me think about how often we overlook the things that are right in front of us. Like, when was the last time you really appreciated the sound of rain hitting your window? Or the way your favorite song makes you want to dance in your kitchen? Or how good it feels to get into bed after a long day? We're so busy looking for the big things that we miss the little things. But here's the truth. The little things are the big things. Since then, I've started keeping a mental list of all the little things that make life good. Watching the sunset turn the sky into a painting, the smell of fresh coffee, the way my dog gets ridiculously excited every time I walk through the door, even if I was only gone for 5 minutes. And yeah, I still have goals. I still want to grow and improve and do cool stuff. But now I'm okay with taking my time. I'm okay with pausing to enjoy the view instead of racing to the finish line. Because if you're not enjoying the journey, what's the point? So, if you're feeling stuck or tired or like you're not enough, let me remind you of this. You don't have to be the best to live a good life. You don't have to change the world to matter. You just have to show up as you are and let yourself find joy in the messiness of it all. Because at the end of the day, life isn't about being perfect, it's about being present. And hey, if all else fails, there's always pancakes